I wanted to, Mr. Richberg, CISA released the Secure by Design guidance for the IT community, and your expertise is in OT. Does the IT guidance work for OT? And if it doesn't, why, and what might be some foundational elements of OT guidance that should be included?
The short answer, because I know I'm short on time, is it doesn't.
No, you can keep going. I'm the chair.
It doesn't work for OT. They share some complexities in terms of the way you think about security, but it is a much different timeline. It's a different crowd. They tried grafting the pledge to the OT environment. It doesn't work. You've got the companies, the handful of companies that make the core chips for ICS and SCADA. You've got the larger number of companies that actually make the operational technology for specific industries. What you use for making cars is different than power plants. And then you've got the companies that buy it and customize it. They don't run it off the shelf. It's a different ecosystem. We turn over IT in 3 and 4 year cycles. OT lasts for 30 years. So how do we implement Secure by Design in something they may not want to buy for 15 years? It's a different ecosystem. The first version of the pledge looked like lift and shift, did not work. It's back to the drawing board. Full disclosure, we had to do that 5 or 6 times on the IT pledge with CISA.
Sounds like OT you can't even do Secure by Design on some of these because of it. You know what, let's go to Mr. Swalwell first, and then we're going to do a second round of questions. Let's go back to the OT conversation we were having. Mr. Richberg, you were about to say something. I know Mr. Fry wanted to jump in, so let's get back at it.
So I think it is going to be a soluble problem for OT, but I think, frankly, they rushed it. They knew they needed to try to get something done, and they thought they could port it, and the initial version is, frankly, I don't think going to be viable, and it'll be back to the drawing board. And it's very much, we're at the point, I think, of whiteboarding. What exactly is it going to look like? Because you have different players in the ecosystem, you have different priorities. For IT, quite often you can say security can be as important as anything else. We know for OT, it's going to be safety, reliability, then maybe efficiency or performance, and then security is going to be number 4. So it is going to be something where the concept applies, but I think because the values, the players, and the timelines, and frankly, constraints are different, we're going to have to come at it differently. But it's going to be critically important because I know this subcommittee's jurisdiction includes critical infrastructure. You've got these small players in the infrastructure, rural electric co-ops, small water utilities, who the same guy who cuts the grass and paints the building keeps the IT dusted, and if it doesn't do its own security, there is no security. That's the reality where any level of Secure by Design for OT will be meaningful.
Mr. Fry?